Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Speakology 2.0. Today, we are going to help you learn the present simple tense easily and clearly.
That's right, Alex. The present simple tense is one of the most important tenses in English, and it is also one of the easiest if you understand the basic rules.
Many English learners feel confused about grammar, but the present simple is actually very logical. Once you understand when to use it and how to form it, you will feel much more confident.
In this lesson, we will explain everything step by step. We will talk about daily routines, facts, habits, sentence structure, questions, negatives, and common mistakes.
Let's start with a simple question. What is the present simple tense?
The present simple tense is used to talk about things that are generally true, habits, repeated actions, and fixed schedules.
Exactly. It is called simple because the structure is not complicated. Most of the time, we just use the base form of the verb.
For example, I can say, I work every day. That sentence uses the present simple because it describes a regular action.
Another example is, she drinks coffee every morning. This sentence talks about a daily habit.
One of the most common uses of the present simple is to talk about daily routines. These are things we do regularly.
For example, I wake up at 7 a.m. every day. I brush my teeth, take a shower, and eat breakfast.
I start work at 9 a.m. and I finish at 5 p.m. After work, I go to the gym or meet my friends.
Notice that all of these actions happen regularly. They are part of our normal daily life.
You can describe your routine by saying, I wake up early, or I go to bed at 11 p.m. These are clear present simple sentences.
The present simple is also used for habits. A habit is something you do again and again.
For example, she reads before bed. That means she usually reads every night.
Another example is, they play football on weekends. This is something they do regularly.
We often use time expressions like always, usually, often, and sometimes with the present simple.
For instance, I always drink coffee in the morning. That shows a strong habit.
Or he sometimes watches TV after dinner. That shows a less frequent habit.
Now let's talk about facts and general truths. These are things that are always true.
For example, the sun rises in the east. That is a scientific fact.
Another example is, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. That is also a general truth.
We also use the present simple for general statements like, dogs are loyal animals.
Or, people need food and water to survive. These statements are true in general.
Now let's look at the structure. For most subjects, we use subject plus base verb.
For example, I work, you live here, and they study English.
However, when the subject is he, she, or it, we usually add s or es to the verb.
For example, he works, she lives here, and it rains a lot.
This is one of the most important rules. Many learners forget to add s with he, she, and it.
Let's look at the spelling rules in more detail. Most verbs simply add s. For example,
Play becomes plays, and eat becomes eats.
but some verbs need es. These usually end in ch, sh, x, ss, or o.
For example, watch becomes watches, and go becomes goes.
There is also a special rule for verbs ending in consonant plus y. We change y to ies.
For example, study becomes studies, and try becomes tries.
Now let's talk about negative sentences. To make a negative sentence, we use do not or does not.
The structure is subject plus do or does plus not plus base verb.
For example, I do not like coffee. That is a negative sentence.
For he, she, and it, we use does not. For example, she does not like coffee.
Remember that after does not, we use the base form of the verb. We do not add s.
For example, we say, he does not work on Sundays, not he does not works.
In everyday speech, we usually use contractions. Do not becomes don't, and does not becomes doesn't.
So we say, I don't understand, and she doesn't eat meat.
Now let's form questions. We use do or does at the beginning of the sentence.
The structure is do or does plus subject plus base verb.
For example, do you like pizza?
Or does she work here?
Again, after does, we use the base form of the verb. We do not add s.
Short answers are simple. For example, yes I do or no I don't.
For he, she, and it, we say yes she does or no he doesn't.
Let's talk more about adverbs of frequency. These words tell us how often something happens.
Common examples are always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, and never.
We usually put these words before the main verb. For example, I always wake up early.
Or, she usually takes the bus.
With the verb to be, the adverb comes after the verb. For example, he is always late.
That's an important difference. Many learners forget that rule.
Let's review some common mistakes.
A common mistake is forgetting the s. For example, saying, she go to school.
The correct sentence is, she goes to school.
Another mistake is using the wrong form after does. For example, does she likes coffee is incorrect.
The correct sentence is, does she like coffee?
We also use the present simple for fixed schedules and timetables. For example, the train leaves at 6 p.m.
Or the meeting starts at 10 a.m.
Even though these actions happen in the future, we use the present simple because they are fixed plans.
Let's imagine a short conversation using the present simple.
I can start by saying, what time do you wake up?
I wake up at 6:30 every day. I drink coffee and read the news before work.
That sounds productive. Do you exercise in the morning?
Yes, I usually go for a short run. It helps me feel energetic.
That conversation uses many present simple verbs. It sounds natural and clear.
Let's begin with one very important verb, the verb to be. This verb is special because it does not follow the normal structure.
That's correct. Instead of saying I be or she be, we say I am, you are, and he is.
For example, I am happy today. That sentence describes a present state.
Or she is a teacher. That sentence describes a fact about her job.
With the verb to be, we do not use do or does to make negatives. Instead, we say am not, is not, or are not.
For example, I am not tired or he is not at home.
In spoken English, we often use contractions. We say I'm not, he isn't, and they aren't.
For questions, we simply change the word order. We say, are you ready? Or is she your sister?
The verb to be is very common in English. We use it to describe feelings, jobs, age, and characteristics.
Now let's talk about stative verbs. These are verbs that describe states, not actions.
Examples include love, like, know, believe, understand, and need.
For example, I love music. That is not a physical action, but a feeling.
Or she knows the answer. That describes knowledge.
We usually use stative verbs in the present simple, not in the present continuous.
For example, we say, I understand you, not I am understanding you.
Another example is he wants a new phone. That is correct in present simple.
Let's imagine a conversation about work. The present simple is very common in these situations.
I might ask, where do you work?
And I could answer, I work at a marketing company.
Then I might ask, what do you do there?
I manage social media accounts and create online content. I also meet clients and plan campaigns.
That conversation uses the present simple because we are talking about regular responsibilities.
If I ask, do you enjoy your job? That is also present simple.
And I could say, yes, I enjoy it because it challenges me. That sentence describes a general feeling.
The present simple is also useful when talking about family.
For example, I have 2 brothers. That describes a fact.
Or, my sister lives in another city. That describes her situation.
We can ask questions like, do you visit your parents often?
And the answer could be, yes, I visit them every weekend.
Notice how the present simple makes these conversations clear and simple.
Let's look at a longer example about daily life.
I wake up at 6 a.m. every day. I take a shower and prepare breakfast.
After breakfast, I check my emails and read the news. Then I leave the house at 8 a.m.
I work until 5 p.m. and I usually cook dinner at home.
In the evening, I watch TV or read a book. I go to bed around 11 p.m.
This is a full description of a daily routine, and it is completely in the present simple tense.
Time expressions are very important with the present simple.
Words like every day, every week, on Mondays, in the morning, and at night are common.
For example, I go to the gym every Monday.
Or she calls her grandmother every evening.
These time expressions clearly show repetition.
Let's practice some yes or no questions in natural conversation.
I can ask, do you drink coffee?
Yes, I do. I drink coffee every morning.
Do you like tea as well?
No, I don't like tea very much.
Does your brother drink coffee?
Yes, he does. He drinks it twice a day.
Now let's practice information questions with question words.
We use words like what, where, when, why, and how.
For example, where do you live?
I live in a small town near the coast.
Why do you like that town?
I like it because it is quiet and peaceful.
How do you go to work?
I take the bus because it is convenient.
We also use the present simple when giving instructions.
For example, first you turn on the computer, then you open the program.
Or in cooking, you cut the vegetables and add them to the pan.
These instructions are clear and direct.
Many learners confuse the present simple with the present continuous.
The present simple describes habits and general facts. The present continuous describes actions happening now.
For example, I work every day is present simple.
But I am working right now is present continuous.
Another example is she reads every night.
But she is reading at the moment describes something happening now.
The present simple is perfect for talking about likes and dislikes.
For example, I like chocolate.
Or she doesn't like spicy food.
We can also say they love traveling.
Or he hates waking up early.
We can also talk about skills using the present simple.
For example, she speaks 3 languages.
Or he plays the piano very well.
These sentences describe abilities that are generally true.
The present simple is often used to describe personality.
For example, she is very kind.
Or he works hard.
We can say, she helps everyone, which describes her character.
Let's finish with one longer conversation.
Sure, I'll start.
What do you usually do on weekends?
I usually relax at home on Saturdays. I clean the house and cook something special.
Do you go out with friends?
Yes, I sometimes meet my friends for dinner.
What about Sundays?
On Sundays, I visit my parents. We have lunch together and talk about our week.
That sounds nice. Do you enjoy your weekends?
Yes, I do. They help me feel refreshed and ready for the new week.
The present simple tense is everywhere in daily English. We use it for routines, facts, habits, feelings, jobs, family, and schedules.
If you practice speaking about your daily life, you will automatically use the present simple correctly.
Remember the key rules. Add S for he, she, and it. Use do and does for questions and negatives, and use time expressions to show repetition.
Keep practicing in real conversations. The more you use it, the more natural it becomes.
Thank you for learning with us on English Speakology 2.0.
Keep improving your English every day, and we will see you in the next lesson.